And welcome to Tuesdays with Terri. Me. All right, so today I want to talk about forgiveness. And so you guys may know this, but I'm reading A Course in Miracles, which is the foundation for inner peace. And it's all about forgiveness. And forgiveness is so, so, so important. And so a lot of times I've talked to people and it's really hard for them to forgive because what they're doing is they think that if they're forgiving somebody, then they're making what they did okay or they're making the situation okay, but that's not it at all. You're really doing it for yourself. So forgiveness is really all about yourself. So you really want to ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? And so, I would suggest that you be happy over being right. So that's what the foundation for inner peace is. So I'm going to dive a little bit into the Course in Miracles versions of forgiveness, but A Course in Miracles is extremely radical. I miss you too, Samantha. And so the teachings are a little far out there, so I don't want to like lose anybody here. But if it's a topic that interests you, then I would be so happy to do a deep dive with you. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about some things for forgiveness. So we talked about you're not making the situation or whatever happened okay. So that's a huge thing for people is they think that they're condoning the behavior of somebody if they're forgiving it, but that's not the case at all. You are forgiving it. So really, we're doing this for ourselves, right? And to get on a really deep spiritual like woo level, there really is only us, and so everything's really a projection of who we are, what we're feeling, what we're emitting, and what we're projecting out into the world. And so in A Course in Miracles, they say that we're all one and that, so we're all just one big collective, one mind, one body, one child of God. And so everything that we're experiencing is a projection of how, we're feeling. And then it goes all the way back into saying that it stems from the one original like thought we had that we were separate from God. And so we feel guilty because of that, because we we wanted to go off and to be individuals and created this ego mind and thought we're separate from God. So that's kind of what the Course in Miracles says. And so I want to just say that if you need to forgive yourself, which is, pretty much what everyone needs to do, which is kind of like the foundation for the Course in Miracles. I don't want to lose anybody. Okay. So if you forgive, okay, so basically forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever you think you did, because we are 100% loved, 100% holy, 100% innocent. And there's nothing you can do that's going to mess up God's love. And so that's like the bigger picture here. But anyways, I want to go a little bit into why guilt asks for punishment. So when you feel guilty, you're asking for punishment. And so that's kind of a lot of the foundations for this Course in Miracles. And the reason why we need to forgive ourselves is because we feel guilty. And so what happens is when you feel guilty, you're like, and you can just think of it, when you feel guilty, you feel like something wrong or, you're undeserving of something. So that's the whole thing with this forgiveness is you feel guilty. And so you're just think of some situations in your life. So guilt asks for punishment, which is such a powerful thing. I was just talking to my mom about this yesterday. Like, if you think you did something wrong, you're like subconsciously telling yourself that you need to be punished for it. So it's so important to forgive yourself. So I would really make like a list of everything that you really need to forgive yourself for, because we need to make space for love and peace. And the Course in Miracles says, removing all the blocks to love's presence. So that's what we need to do. So write it all down and then give it to spirit, give it to the light, give it to the universe, like get it off your back and realize that you're okay. You are forgiven, you're loved. So you don't have to hold that burden and that guilt any longer. So forgive yourself. Forgive. Write down all of the things that you need to forgive yourself for. You need to forgive your past for, maybe your parents, any ex-partners, ex-friends, just everything. Anything you've ever done to yourself, write it down, release it, give it to the Holy Spirit, and return back to love. So that's really the message that I wanted to leave today. And going a little bit into A Course in Miracles. So what it says about forgiveness is really being able to step back and look at what the ego's doing. So the ego's the one that's creating all the craziness in our heads. And so some people ask me, how do I know if I'm thinking from the ego or if I'm thinking from, the Holy Spirit when making decisions or anything? If it brings you peace, then you know that you are making a decision from the Holy Spirit. If it's a decision that doesn't bring you peace, then you know that's an ego thought, an ego experience. And so a lot of what A Course in Miracles talks about is special relationships. And so we make these special relationships because so this is a lot of times. So a lot of forgiveness work is gonna need to be done with like past lovers, even like current, future lovers. Hi, Ma. I love seeing you guys on the live streams. It's so exciting. So these special relationships. So I was kind of just briefly going over this because I wanted to have something like powerful to talk about. So yeah. So in A Course in Miracles, it talks about special relationship. So special relationships. Really, it doesn't have to be a lover. It could be a family member, a friend, anyone that you're making extra special, that you're putting your happiness on, you're portraying your guilt for. Hey, Fiona, good to see you. So a special relationship is basically, it could be anybody. I mean, it could even be your dog if you're making your dog super special and like you love them more. Like a special relationship is almost like idolizing something that you're making so special. So you're putting your happiness into them, and so all that, you need to forgive it. And something funny is I talked to Gary Renard. It's funny, like, oh, I talked to him. But we were just doing a group call from Living A Course in Miracles. And with the group call, Gary Renard came on. He has the book Disappearance of the Universe, which is like the first book that got me into this Course in Miracles in the first place. It's such a good book. I would highly recommend it. Just so good. And then he wrote Secrets of the Immortal. He also wrote When Jesus and Buddha, the lifetimes of when Jesus and Buddha were friends. I really like that book too. So anyways, I was talking to Gary. It was my turn to ask a question. And so I think I talked about just like law of attraction and manifesting and like co-creating your dream life, all of these things that I love doing just with my clients, with myself. And so I asked him, what is that true? Can we co-create our dream life? Can we, is it even like, should I be visualizing things and bringing things into existence that way and using the law of attraction and law of vibration and all these like universal laws of polarity, cause and effect, whatever. So, he was saying, you can do it, but do it with the spirit. So doing it not from an egoic point of view, but doing it from the spirit. So doing it to extend love, extend joy. And he was saying forgive it. So basically forgive it, like forgive your desires, which is so funny because it's like, anyways, what makes it so funny is because in his book, Disappearance of the Universe, he was talking about sex and he was like, oh, if I, like he likes having sex, like that's what, like we're also like meant to like sex, right? The body wants to co-create, create more bodies. So Persa, his like guide that was coming to him, like channeling these messages, was he was like, oh yeah, that's really getting me in the mood because they're starting to talk about sex, and he's like, fear not. And I thought it was really funny because it's like, fear not, but that's the thing, because it's like, we, at least for me, and I think on a deeper sense, like people really want to be enlightened and like go to heaven, right? That's like the be all, right? Like, oh, I'm going to go to heaven. Like people don't want to go to hell. They want to go to heaven. But really, it's, for me, I think it's just a mind state. So you can be in hell or you can be in heaven, like at this moment, depending on where your mind is. But really, for me, and with the course, I've been learning about enlightenment is really, you can become enlightened in your body, but it's where you've really disassociated yourself so much with the material world and you've become one with spirit and God, and you've enlightened and you've like awakened from this like dream, they say. So anyways, one of the ways we do that is forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a huge key because so anyways, the whole reason I went on a little tangent about this was because I have a desire to co-create my dream life. I do want to enjoy all the things in this material world. And so, so he's basically saying like, fear not, like that I want to like, just to make the most of this material world, but just don't make it real. That's the whole thing. It's like, don't make this material weird world more real than like love's presence than God, than the oneness that we all are, and don't idolize anything. So have your desires, have your wants, that's wonderful, but don't make it so real and don't idolize it, and forgive it. So that's basically the message. Yay. Yeah, so sweet. So that's basically the message that I want to talk about, is just forgiving it. So have your desires, have sex, have your ideal dream life that you want to co-create and visualize and bring into manifestation, but don't make it so real, and bring spirit with you. I mean, spirit's not leaving you. It's impossible. But but bring it with you in every possible thing that you're doing. So like, you want to buy a mansion, like bring spirit along with you, and say, is this okay? I'm not idolizing this. I'm just doing this to expand in love, expand in awareness, to expand, my joy. Like there's nothing wrong with it. So that's what I realized. And so that was like a nice little comment that Gary told me, because he's been doing A Course in Miracles for decades now, and he gets these ascended masters that come to him and share the truth in his books. So his books are amazing. So yeah, definitely, if you want to check him out, his name's Gary Renard. He has some amazing books, and all of his teachings are kind of based off this course. So I love the course. I teach it on Mondays, every first and third Monday. So if you're interested, we're on chapter 17 already, but we're doing it on Zoom now because we can't do it at Unity Spiritual Center. But it's amazing and it's awesome. So anyways, moral of the story is to forgive. Forgive yourself, forgive your desires, forgive your partners, just forgive everybody, because we just want to be happy and at peace. Like that's how we were born. That's our birthright. That's who we are in spirit. So just like don't hold attachments to anything. And so you guys want to hear a funny story. I don't know why I'm getting into this right now, but I'm just having fun, so why not? So the other day, so before the quarantine, and we couldn't leave our house or anything, I was kind of starting to date. Like finally I start dating, and then quarantine happened. Like, so anyways, it was really funny. Oh god, I forgot where I'm going with this, guys. Hey, well, if you guys do have any questions, let me know while I get my thoughts out together. Oh my goodness, so funny. Okay, anyways, we don't need to talk about my dating life. Okay. So what I was gonna say is, so I kind of started going on dates, and I was like, this is fun. But then I was like, having this like restrictive, like specialness energy of like, where are they? Like, why aren't they reaching out? Whatever. And then I watched this video about detachment. So being detached from your desires. And then it's like, I started getting all these like text messages, like within a day. So we're just getting detached from the outcome. So I think this is like, even on a spiritual sense, like, have your desires, but don't like idolize it, right? So it was so funny. So I watched this video on detachment, if you want to, bring in love or something like that. It was like having this detachment. So that needy energy is just not good. Like, so anyways, so I was like, okay, detach from it, like let it go. It will be as it should be. Everything's happening for my good. Things are working out, whatever, as they should be. So I was gonna say divine timing, but I kind of have a new thought on divine timing, especially because as we're learning our lessons, we can kind of like quantum leap and jump. We don't have to like learn all those lessons that were like predetermined in the order they were maybe supposed to be in. Like we can like collapse time and not have to learn all those lessons. Okay, but anyways, back to the story. So then I went on a walk. Within 20 minutes later, and someone asked my number. And you might think maybe people ask for my number, but people don't ask for my number. Like, so anyways, I just thought it was like crazy. Like it had been months and months and months since somebody had asked for my number. And then right after I watched this detachment video and I let my energy like let go of the attachments that I had to like wanting to talk to this person that I'd gone on a date with, then all of a sudden I'm getting people asking for my number. And then the next day, then the person actually hit me up. And so it was just so interesting. So this whole like detachment energy is just really good. And so I think forgiving it. So yeah, just like forgive it, let it be, detach from it. Don't idolize it. Don't specialize, make it extra special. And that's it. So that was forgiveness. So, really figuring out, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So just choose happiness. And everything's really a projection of your mind. So really check your energy and check your state of being and where you're at, and what you're projecting, and then forgiving it. Because that's the whole point. We're going to be given all these lessons. Like we're never going to stop learning all these lessons until we become until we become like enlightened, right? So just forgive, have your desires, have your fun relationships, but see them for the truth of what they are. Um, and that in truth, we're one with spirit, we're one with God, and that we are pure love, pure peace, pure joy. So what we have to do is just remove all the blocks from that. And one of the biggest steps to doing that is forgiving. So yeah, whatever like spiritual path you're going, like there's no wrong way. Like all of them are necessary to reach it because we all have different desires, we all have different paths, and that's totally okay. This just happens. Of course, miracles happens in your path because it just resonates with me so well. Hey guys, but yeah, all paths are necessary, and just know that wherever you are is exactly where you need to be, exactly the right time. So you're not doing anything wrong. You can't get it wrong. Just return back to love and forgive, and don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Give all your problems to the Holy Spirit. And that's my message for today on Tuesdays with Terri. I love you guys. If you have any questions or anything at all, send me a message. I do have the Flow into Abundance program starting this week, so I would love to have you join us. Yay! I love you guys. I'm going to do a dance party with some of my friends on Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's for anyone that wants to come in. You can come and join us. If you're interested in the Course in Miracles study sessions, let me know that too. And yeah, that's it. All right. Love you guys. Bye.